Hi boys and girls, we're learning a new sight word today. Okay, I'm going to flash it in front of the screen and see if you know what word it is. Okay, one more time. Do you already know it? Okay, M-A-N-Y, many. M-A-N-Y, many. This is the word many. I have many friends at school. I love many things. What else could we say? There are many raindrops falling from the sky. This is the word many, and I will attach the link to Miss Molly's song so you can learn it. M-A-N-Y, many. That's how it goes, so hopefully you can practice it and learn it. I am really excited to get you guys learning all these sight words. You are going to be so ready for first grade. So smart. Okay, so we have one more poem left to learn. And actually, you may be thinking, wait, Mrs. Tischer, there's two papers left. But actually, they're kind of the same poem. And I put them in on purpose so that we could talk about the differences. So this one says, I clap my hands to make a sound. And this one's called, I clap my hands. So what we're going to do today is called compare and contrast. And that's when you read two things that are kind of similar, but maybe a little different. And you talk about what's the same and what's different. Okay, so this one, I clap my hands. It says, I clap my hands, I touch my feet, I jump up from the ground. I clap my hands, I touch my feet, and turn myself around. Okay, the other one says, I clap my hands to make a sound. I clap my hands to make a sound. Clap, clap, clap. I tap my toes to make a sound. Tap, tap, tap. I open my mouth to say a word. Talk, talk, talk. I pick up my foot to take a step. Walk, walk, walk. All right, so I noticed there are some things that are the same in each poem, and there are some things that are a little different. So we are going to talk about that right now. We're going to talk about some things that are the same. The same means that they are the same. I don't know how to explain that actually. Sound the same, look the same, all different kinds of things that maybe are the same. So the first one says, I clap my hands, I touch my feet, I jump up from the ground. I clap my hands, I touch my feet, and turn myself around. Okay, that's the first one. The second one is, I clap my hands to make a sound. Clap, clap, clap. I tap my toes to make a sound. Tap, tap, tap. I open my mouth to say a word. Talk, talk, talk. I pick up my foot to take a step. Walk, walk, walk. So what is one thing that you noticed that was the same about both of those poems? I'm going to give you just a second to think. Did you notice they both start with clap hands? I noticed that too. So they're both talking about clapping hands. And I also noticed that in the first one, it says I touch my feet. And in the second one, it says I tap my toes. And that's kind of the same too. So we talk about feet. Feet and toes are pretty similar. Doesn't have to be exact. And then I didn't really notice too many more similarities because the first one repeats itself. I clap my hands, I touch my feet, I jump up from the ground. I clap my hands, I touch my feet, and turn myself around. And in the other one, it doesn't necessarily repeat itself. It talks about using different parts of your body to make a sound, right? So I think that they're both similar because they both make a sound. We could write that. make a sound. And they both talk about our body, right? So we could write body on our list of comparisons. So we've got a lot of things that are kind of the same about each poem. Now let's talk about things that are different. So in order for it to be different, it can't be in the other poem, okay? It has to be in only one of the poems. So like for example, on the I Clap My Hands, it says, I jump up from the ground. And that's not in the other poem, right? So we could say, jump. It's not in the other poem at all. So we could talk about jumping is different. That's in the Clap My Hands one. And also in this one is they turn around. And in the other poem, nobody turns around. Okay. And then in the I Clap My Hands to Make a Sound one, it's different because it tells us the sounds they're making, right? Like tap, that's different. And talk, that's different. And walk, those are all different sounds that were in the one poem that were not in the other poem. So those are some things that are different. So we notice some differences about them. So sometimes when you're reading poems, you'll find two poems that are very similar, but also just a little bit different. And that's kind of what we're learning about today. So today with your poems, I want you to take your poems and I want you to kind of look for some different things that you notice about each poem. Okay, so on this poem, I Clap My Hands, I notice that this line and this line and this line and this line are the same. So I could take my paper and I could write same, same, and we know how to spell that. This is not the best writing utensil, to be honest. I should be using a regular pencil. So those lines are the same. See how I wrote same? And then I could talk about how this word and this word both rhyme. So I don't know how to spell the word rhyme because I'm a kindergartner, right? So I can just underline them. I also learned in Writer's Workshop that the beginning of each sentence has a capital letter, and that's true here. All of these have a capital letter at the start of the sentence. So I want you to notice some things on both poems. Whatever you notice is perfectly fine, and take a picture of all of the things that you notice about each poem and send it to me. Have a great rest of your day.